Big Huff Daddy here. I'm talking the wild card weekend. The second game for Saturday, we got the Chargers in Jacksonville versus the Jaguars. So, I'm doing a little pick video for this. Looking at stats right here. Looking at the previous game. Jacksonville actually played the AFC West. So, we have a little bit of preview on how Jacksonville played versus the AFC West. They actually played the Chargers on September 25th in LA, and Jacksonville pretty much beat them down right here, 38-10. Trevor Lawrence 3 touchdowns on 28 of 39 passing, 262 yards right here, and Herbert, man, only 25 of 45, almost 300 yards, 297, 101 touchdown interception. So, man, that first meeting this year, but that was early in the season. It's like week 4, maybe 3 or 4. And then Jacksonville lost to the Broncos. Then they beat the Raiders 27-20, November 6th. And then Chiefs, 10-point game versus Chiefs on November 13th. So, 2-2 versus the AFC West this year. Really, well, I'm looking at these stats. Both of these teams are pretty close. Offensively and defensively. Let's just pull up right here a couple things that I thought was interesting right here. I'm going to look at the offense real quick. We know the Chargers to be like an electric offense, real entertaining. But what I really think it's going to come down to is the defense, the defensive play for the teams. So I'm looking at this passing offense. We know both of these teams are heavy pass offenses with these two good-looking quarterbacks, man. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get too crazy. But right here we got passing attempts for each team. 711 passing attempts for the Chargers. And we saw Herbert 45 pass attempts versus the Jags. Where Jags have 596. And I'm looking at 49ers 512, Bagels 610. These are pass attempts. So, let's see, look at another Cowboys 556. In the Eagles 536. So I'm looking at some of these the better NFC teams right here around 500 pass attempts. Look at this. I got the Bagels right here, 610. Bills, 574. Chiefs, 650. So definitely for the Chargers, way more passing attempts than I would say average. Right here, average is around 500, I would say. Let's see, what's more of even like a running team? I would think the Ravens right here, 488. So just a little bit less than 500. I would say about 500 is around average passing attempts. So the Chargers, they're not the most though. Tampa over here with 750 pass attempts for the year. So Chargers definitely pass happy. So 68% completion, where the Jags are 66% completion. So you can see the Chargers really moving the ball through the air. Let's see the yards per attempt for the Chargers, 6.7 where the Jags are 7. So they're close for yards per attempt right here. Passing yards probably going to be crazy right here. 47.90 for the Chargers, where Jags are actually not too far behind, 41. So the Chargers definitely have a little bit more passing yards. Let's see these. This is something I've been looking into also. This TD to interception ratio right here, 26-10 for the Chargers, where let's look at the Jags, 25-9. So actually, that's pretty close. If you look at it as a ratio, I think right there about even. I'm no mathematician. So and then we got like some first downs. Kind of first downs they get off of the pass. Chargers 230, where the Jags 208. So we could see that the Chargers are definitely a little bit more pass happy. For rushing, I don't really see. I'm just gonna look at the Chargers real quick for rushing. 404 attempts for rushing, 1,500 yards rushing for the Chargers. And you can see the Jags do a little bit more running with 448, 2,100 rushing yards. So I would say definitely the Jags have a little bit better rushing attack. Let's look at these yards per carry. For the Chargers, only 3.8 yards per carry and 15 touchdowns, where the Jags right here are 4.7 yards per carry with 16 touchdowns on the ground. So about one more yard per carry for the Jags, which is actually, that's not too bad, man. 4.7 yards per carry. You know, that's a first down. You know, 3 yard. You do 3 attempts, and you got a first down, I would say. So, let's look at the rush touchdowns real quick, or rush first downs. 93 rush first downs to Jags 114. So Jags definitely a little bit more better on the ground than the Chargers. And then I look at scoring real quick for each team. Chargers rush TDs 15 and Jags 16. Let's see, receiving touchdowns, 26 receiving touchdowns for the Chargers, where the Jags are 25. So offensively, I would say the teams are pretty close, man. In the air, and the Jags got the edge right here on the ground, though. So let's look at these defenses real quick. The defense is still they allow let's see, I like to look at this here, yards per attempt. So we're looking right here, the Chargers got 6.7 yards per attempt defense, where 6.8 for the Jags. So this defense is pretty close. Let's look at the yards allowed for each defenses. So, man, the Chargers 3,400 yards, but the Jags allowed 4,000. So Jags definitely allowed way more yards, almost 600 yards, man. And touchdowns pretty close, 24-25. So, man, these teams are close. Let's see how the Chargers rushing defense is, since I'm thinking the Jags have a slightly better uh, rushing attack. So Chargers allowed 457 attempts for 2,000 yards. The Jags have a slightly better rushing defense right here for a little bit under 2,000, 19.5. So yards per carry, this is going to be good. So the Chargers allow 5 yards per carry, where the Jags allow 4.2. Actually, this is almost 5.5 yards. So, wow, look at the 49ers, 3.4 yards. Wow. Ooh, man, that 49ers defense. There is no other team right here. The Ravens, 3.9. Wow. So, that 49ers defense, man, that rush defense, that's pretty good. Touchdowns allowed on the ground. The Chargers allowed 17, where the Jags allowed 14. So, Jags have a slightly better rushing defense. Let's look at the scoring defense real quick. Safeties. No safeties. Oh, the Chargers have one safety. So, interception TDs. This is what I was looking at right here this morning. We have one interception TD for the Chargers, and the Jags have 2 interception TDs. So, with the Chargers throwing the ball a little bit more, we can see that the Jags have just one more interception, pick 6, fumble recovered TDs. Chargers no fumble recovered TDs, where the Jags have 2. So Chargers really got to take care of the ball. As far as other, let's look at some interceptions for the defense. Guess we could see that both teams really like to throw the ball around. Just compared to the 49ers with 20 interceptions. Chargers 14, that's respectable. That's not too bad. And Jags 14. So really, interceptions, right there even. So what is going to be the deciding factor between these two teams? We can see that the Jags have excuse me, deciding factor for these teams. We can see that the Jags have slightly better rush attack, slightly better rush defense. Jags are at home, so you have a home field advantage, and flying into Jacksonville is a big headache. I'm a South Florida man, so I've never had to fly into Jacksonville, but I hear that teams really have a tough time getting their fans to get to Jacksonville. So I'm going to say that Jacksonville might have a good home field advantage. That's what I'm trying to say. And then the other thing that I did pull up, which I thought was really interesting as I am looking into this game, I'm not really trying to be a Florida man biased. But I'm looking right here, the highest graded cornerbacks for the regular season. I don't know how they grade these guys or what they grade them on, but for you got Jalen Ramsey, number 3 for the Rams. Patrick Surtain for the Broncos, number 2. Then the Jets guy, Gardner, is number 1. But number 4, you got the 49ers, Javarius Ward, Tyson Campbell at number 5 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, what am I trying to say here? Jacksonville has a top 5 cornerback, and the Chargers love to throw the ball. So I'm going with Jacksonville here, guys. Jacksonville at home versus the Chargers. I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going with like a 24-20 kind of score Saturday night. Going to be a good game. I think both of these teams, that you could look at these stats, and both of these teams, they're close. Both of these teams are kind of designed almost the same. They just rely on Herbert a little bit too much, and then with Jacksonville being at home, Jacksonville having that top 5 corner, Jacksonville having a little bit more rushing attack. I think that'll be a good edge for Jacksonville, being able to keep the Chargers offense off of the field, keep the Chargers offense on the sidelines so they could run the ball effectively. 4 yards per attempt. That's respectable. Like I said, you can get a first down. You rush that 3 times on 4 yards attempt. That's 12 yards, man. You're getting first downs. So, and then what I've seen this year, I kind of want to see Herbert's ratio for. I could probably just pull it up right here. Herbert's ratio for TDs to interceptions. So let's look at that right here. The Herbert's ratio for TD to interception ratio 26-10, and then Jaguars 25-9. So that's kind of close. But the I'm going with this Jacksonville defense, top 5 corner. Jacksonville 24-20, man. At home. That's my wild card pick for Jacksonville hosting the Chargers. Close game, close stats for both of these teams. But I think Jacksonville's going to have a little bit of an edge. Thanks for tuning in. Like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed. I'm be doing this. I'm covering the playoffs for the NFL all the way. Tomorrow, let's see who. I think we only have 2 games this Saturday, and then we are going into Sunday. I think there's going to be three games Sunday. Let's look at it. Let's look it up real quick while I'm talking, so I'm not talking out of line, guys. Oh man, big games. Yeah. So Sunday, tomorrow I will be covering Miami versus the Bills. That's Sunday, 1:00 game. Comment who you think's going to win this Chargers-Jags game, and why are they going to win? Give me some explanation. What do you think? I gave you my explanation. I think the Jags have a slightly better running attack and a slightly better defense with that top 5 corner. Let's go, Big HD ENT.